Any question you would like to ask?
Maharaji, when we come to get darshan of the master, and I wondered, is there any difference in the different ways and the different times that we see you? Like we see you at morning satsang, and sometimes you look different to me than you do in these meetings or at the garden party yesterday, although you're always beautiful. But is there a difference or is it always just the same darshan? Sometimes you seem so glorious and powerful in that morning satsang, and then sometimes you look more like a beautiful father to me.
Sister, you often look in your looking glass. You look the same always, every time?
I very seldom look in the looking glasses. I became a satsangi. I don't hardly ever look.
No. We all look different at different times. And nothing extraordinary about it. When you are with your children, you are very different. When you are with your husband, you are very different. When you are with your neighbors, you are very different. And of course, I don't want to tell about enemies. So, don't we differ in our reflections?
Yes, we do.
Then, so am I.
I think what I'm really trying to say is that, is there any difference in the power of the darshan when we look at you at different times, or is it always the same?
I don't know about the power, but I am the same always, everywhere. Yes?
Master, I'm going home tomorrow. I just wanted to thank you very much.
Oh, most welcome, sister. I have so many times told the residents and others also, there's no necessity for anybody to come individually to thank me, because I again assure you, this institution doesn't belong to me at all. I'm just a caretaker. It belongs to every one of you. So you can thank yourself. You don't bother to thank me at all for anything. Yes, please.
Pastor, we're told that we should accept our karmas cheerfully. And sometimes this is very difficult to do. And I was wondering why.
Yes, sister. I realize it's very difficult to accept the events of life smilingly and in the same mood.
Why can't the Master sometimes show us or tell us what it was we did in a past life or whatever, so we might be able to understand it better?
For every karma, you want to weigh what you have done in the past for this?
Pardon me?
For every karma, you want to see what you did in the past?
Just the real extremely difficult ones.
You see, naturally.
It would help me. I don't know about anybody else, but I think in general it would help everybody.
Help you in what way?
If you told me, well, you were a jerk doing this or whatever, I could just go, okay, now I'll take this karma and I'll accept it cheerfully because
We need a very big computer, you see, for all that. And we have to feed that computer for every soul. Let us hope that science someday will find it. Yes, please.
Master, when we talk about living in the will of the Lord, it sounds wonderful and like a very good idea, but I find that I am always wondering if my ego causes me to decide what I want to do and figure it out so that it's the will of the Lord.
Sister, will of the Lord means going through your destiny cheerfully.
Going through
your destiny cheerfully.
whatever.
Swimming along with the events of life. Preparing to meet the events of life smilingly. Not to lose your balance with ups and downs of the life. That is the will of the Lord. Otherwise, Lord has only one will. Whomsoever it has marked, it wants to pull that soul back to its own level. It's just a way of expression. And nothing the Father particularly has written in our destiny. They are our own actions, our own seeds which are sprouting. We have sown those seeds, and we are collecting the crop. We have done those karmas and we have to face its consequences. But taking it as the will of the Lord, it becomes little cheerful. It becomes easier to go through them. But you can only develop that attitude by meditation, nothing else. Just by intellectually thinking doesn't solve any problem at all. It's the attitude of the mind to accept the events of life cheerfully, and this attitude we can only create and develop by meditation. There's no other way. Yes?
Can somebody else read the crop of our karmas? Professor yesterday was talking to us and he said, if someone criticizes you, he passes his good on to you and takes your bad upon himself. Is it just to
Sister,
cover-
this is just a way of expression. We don't, our individual karmas we have to share personally. We have to go through them. You may have the remission of not to feel its effect much. It may become just a pinprick for you, which otherwise would have been very wound of the souls. So, but we have to go through them. They are our creation. And nobody can help us. And we have to meditate to help ourselves to get rid of them. Yes, please. Yes.
Maharaji, I have been asked if I would ask you to comment on the Bandara, what it is, what it means, if there's tradition, etc.
Well, sister, this particular Bandara, as you know, it's a death anniversary of the founder of this colony, Babaji Maharaj. He left his body on 29th morning. And we just collect or gather in that memory. But otherwise, activities at every Bandara, rather every day, is more or less the same, except the crowd, except the gathering. Our daily routine is same here. Free langar is always open. Satsang is always being held. Weather permitting, seva is always being held. Bell for meditation is always there. Routine of the colony is always same, whether it is a Bandara or no Bandara. But there is a difference in the crowd and the multitudes, as you will see it, and as you will seeing every day now. Otherwise, there is no particular significance. People just with the excuse collect together, they hear the satsang, they visit the colony, and they get the advantage of hearing the satsang and serving each other and meeting each other and helping each other. And then there are initiations on such occasions. So that also helps the people to collect. Otherwise, there's no special merits to come on this particular day. Just when you celebrate the birthday of your child, what do you specially get out of it? He's the same child every day. He's growing, you see him growing every day. What is that a particular day? He's not specially growing that day. So, you see, with that concept, you collect people, you enjoy each other's company, it makes the child happy, it makes you happy. So similarly, satsangis become happy, they attend satsang, they meet each other, and they have the feeling of belonging to this institution, belonging to this place as their own. So that makes them also happy, and it gives them opportunity to work for their own home, their own institution. There's no other particular significance to it. Yes?
Master, would you mind telling us about the people from the hills that we see here? I've heard that they're very devoted people.
Yes, still you'll find lots of them here on this particular Bandara. And this Bandara especially attracts them because they are very allergic to summer. They have never lived in summer in the plains. So summer months don't suit them at all. It's very uncomfortable for them. And they come right from the border of Tibet and Lahore and Spiti, and very, very interior of Himalaya. There hardly they see any civilization, so-called civilization. And they come mostly on foot to even get the bus. Then they have to travel by bus 300-400 miles, you see, to reach here. Some may be even covering their distance, some of it at least by foot because they're so poor. They can't afford even the fare. And generally they collect on this Bandara. And in their own home, there's a lot of snow there, icebound. So it also helps them to escape something about that winter, you said, for about a month or so, generally they stay here. And it helps them to escape that winter, severe winter months also. And no other season suits them. So generally you'll find lots of them, and they have caps on their, just, you see, handkerchiefs tied like in different, they have different styles, you see. They all come from the hills. Very, very interior of the hills.
I was told, Master, that they wouldn't eat or sleep till they'd had your darshan when they arrived.
Well, they may be knowing better. Because I generally find them in Seva. I find them in satsang sitting there. And they are very good workers, you see, here and there, I find them. And I also try to see them collectively once.
You mean a special darshan?
Say anything, but I see them collectively. I collect all of them, and I meet them generally before they leave back. To know their problems, to attend to their problems, you see. Because they can't travel too much to attend satsangs, and they are all scattered on the hills, hardly 5-6 homes, which makes their village. So they have their own problems, how to hold satsang, where to meet. Then we give them tape recorders, we give them tapes of satsangs, we give them free books in their languages. So we try to attend to their needs. Yes, please.
A little bit about Great Masters Association with the Hill People?
Pardon?
Could you tell us a little bit about Great Masters Association with the Hill People?
See, Great Master has lot of association with Hill people, but not people of the Himalaya this side, but Himalaya of Pakistan side, Murray Hills, Aptabad Hills, because he has served there. You see, when he was in the army, most of his life is spent in those hills. So he has a lot of association with those hill people. But all those satsangis have migrated now, you see. Some before the partition, some during the partition, some even came after the partition. And they are all settled near about Shimla now or Chandigarh and scattered. And now you can hardly recognize that they belong to hills. They have been merged with the local people. He also used to collect them at this Bandara, you see. And even he used to give them fare of coming and going. They were so poor. And Maharaj Ji has his personal house built somewhere in Kalabagh, that's the name of the place. It's in the interior hills near Aptabad somewhere. I've never been there. And he had special association with those people because some of them have served with the Great Master in the army. Yes, please.
Master, that coat that you have on is beautiful. Could you tell us something about the history of it?
Oh, everything has a history. And so am I here. You see, when Maharaji was in the service there, in those Kalabag and hill regions, he bought this coat, you see. He had this coat because they are generally made in the between Afghanistan and India. There is a territory which we call it Qabaili. These, I don't know what you call it, tribal people, you see. They never belong neither to the Pakistan, neither to the Afghanistan, and they have their own way of living. And they make very beautiful these type of overcoats and all that. So he had a few of them during the service there. And this he gave to my father after retirement. And he retired from the army. My father must be very young in these college days, you see. So he gave it to him. When I finished my law college in 1941, my father gave it to me. So since 41, I am carrying it. And it is as good as it was with the father. It was very warm and very rough. Yes.
Master Priest, when we get initiated, is it the beginning of going back to the Lord or the end for us?
What do you mean?
The beginning of going back to the Lord after initiation or the end of going back to the Lord?
What do you mean by initiation of the end?
After we get initiated, is some hope that we are at the end of the going back to the Lord? Or we have to do all the 4 lives?
You mean whether we are initiated in the 4th life?
Yes. Can we know if we are on the 4th initiation or on the 4th?
I see. You want to know whether it is our first birth or second birth on the path. Sister, it's very difficult to know. We can never know. So we should always take this to be the last birth and do our best, at least to make it last. Then he knows best. Yes, please.
Master, when you were in college, did you choose the profession of law to study? Is that what you wanted to do, or did Great Master guide you?
I think Great Master told me to do law, very frankly. I don't recollect I had any aptitude at all, even for study. I was very fond of sports. Even my subjects, when I finished my schooling, and my school is very near about here, 3-4 miles from here, and even they were selected by the Great Master because we didn't know what are the subjects and which subject we should choose. So he selected, you better select art subjects. So I did art. And after that, then of course in BA I selected my own subjects. And after that he told me, you better join law college. So I joined law college. It was so simple. See, I can't say about nowadays, but especially in my days, students always used to be guided by their parents or grandparents. They will think about their future and work hard to shape them accordingly. Of course, they will like to know their aptitude and all that, but they will get direct guidance from them. He was not very interested that I should practice much. Actually, he wanted me to stay in Sarsa so that I can look after the farm. But since courts were very near, at Sarsa, hardly 4 miles from 4 or 5 miles from the farm, so I started practice there. I could often come and go to my farm also. But then when he was brought to Amritsar for treatment, then he told me, you better leave your law now. You come home, your father is not keeping well. and you look after the form. What is in this law? Because as far as income was concerned, though I may be comfortably personally, but it was nothing compared to the income of the form. So, but still, after his death, for 1 year or 2 years, I continued, but very half-heartedly. Very half-heartedly. Sometime I would go, sometime I would won't go, but my full heart was not there in practice. But then ultimately I left the courts in probably 1950. Then I shifted to my farm with my father, because he mostly would stay with Sardar Bhadra Maharaj Ji. He won't tend much to the farm. And my brother was in the army. Yes.
Maharaj, is it true you nearly became a politician at one stage?
Well, unfortunately, I had such ideas. And neither the great master appreciated them, and neither Sardar Bhadra Maharaj Ji appreciated them. The great master was a little diplomat. He won't straight away say me no, but he would say this is not right and you don't fit in, and this way, all right, you can try also. But Sardar Bahadur Maharaj Ji was very emphatic. This is not for you. You don't deserve to be a politician. And so much so, he said, you have no qualification for politician. And of course, I was quite upset, very frankly. And unfortunately, that was my last meeting with him. After that, I didn't see him in the body. Because the election took place in November 51. And I came to seek his advice in July, Bhandara, when the nomination papers were to be filed. And I had arranged with my own party and all that, you see, as a candidate ticket and all that. So I came for his blessings, but he was very, very much against it. I brought my father, I brought my uncle to plead my cause. And there, when Sardar Bahadur started, they were dumb. They didn't speak a word about it. You see? They dare not say anything at all, but to say supporting me. So I just had tears in my eyes and went back to Sarsa. Because I had prepared also, and my mind was full set, you see, actually, on that. But then later on, I realized he was right.
True, Master, at that time you also rode a motorcycle?
Pardon?
Did you ride a motorcycle in those days?
No, I've never ridden on the motorcycle. That vehicle I never used. Even in the college, we could hardly afford to buy, and we were never given such luxuries even in the college days. But Maharaji was very much against the motorcycle riding. He says it's very dangerous. And I was never very fond of it either. But he bought me a new car when I started practice sometime in 45 or near 46 somewhere.
Why did you want to be a politician? What attracted you to politics?
Well, you can't say why. This was something within me which was pulling me towards that. And politics was also my subject in BA. And as a lawyer, we are more familiar with law and politics than with any other subject. Somehow, that is what it attracted me the most. It's very difficult to know the cause of your urge to do something. There's something with you which you want to project out. And if you try to analyze it, it will lead you nowhere. Yes, please.
an interest in photography?
Pardon?
When did you take an interest in photography?
Well, it was just my hobby. I started in BA when I was in Rawalpindi graduating. So my class fellow had a camera. Naturally, I was also tempted to have one. But in those days, lucky good days, you could buy a box camera for 4 rupees. And you didn't have to do much, you see, except press the shutter and nothing else. Everything is within focus. So I started with that. Then this hobby developed due to the association, as we are always influenced by the company we keep. So these Mahata brothers, they were a good friend of mine. So this association naturally developed into deep hobby, deep-rooted hobby. Yes, please.
One has an interest in politics and outward earth. Is it permissible to pursue that?
Pardon?
If one has an interest in politics, for instance, in the West,
No, I'm not against politics, sister, in any way. That entirely depends upon the individuals, what aptitude they have. Since I couldn't go, it doesn't mean that others shouldn't go. That's entirely for them to decide their future.
is it not in conflict with some, not to be involved in?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Every politician can't be corrupt. There are very honest politicians, very hard-working, who really feel to do something for the others.
Maharaji, do you mind discussing the highlights of your sporting career?
Pardon?
Do you mind discussing the highlights of your sporting career?
Nothing much of highlight. I didn't go to any Olympic or anything. You see?
You participate a lot.
Yes, some races and some tennis matches, local college matches, that's all. Nothing beyond that. Even there, I didn't come to the top. We just, so to say, something urge of the sports.
Master, was King Ashoka a satsangi or mystic or a holy person?
Pardon?
Master, was King Ashoka of India, was he a satsangi or mystic or a holy person?
Well, whatever in the history I find, he was disciple of Buddhism, disciple of Buddha. And Buddhists have very noble principles, high principles, at least they used to be, they used to have in those days. They were all vegetarian and they all believed in karma theory and had very high moral characters. But I don't know whether beyond that, I know nothing about Ashoka. Yes.
Master, what is it like having a grandfather who's also your master?
I had nothing else. No question of like. I had no alternative. So I only know this and nothing else.
You said it's permissible to go into politics. Now, how does one tie that up with trying to improve the world situation and leaving this life? I can never quite tie the two together in my mind.
Sister, it didn't reach me.
You say that a politician, to pursue politics is permissible because some people want to uplift the lot of the people. Now, how does that tie up with leaving the planet? We are to leave life, to transcend it, leaving this world.
Sister, that depends upon any other job. It depends upon our own aptitude and attitude. That is right about every job we do in this world. What to say of a politician? Even artist, even photographer, even as an industrialist, as a trader, as a businessman. That applies to all these things. Yes.
Well, perhaps then the question is, how can you be a politician without being attached to it?
I think, sister, we can do no job without being attached to it. It depends on our attitude. You will ask how to be a husband without attached to it, how to be a mother being attached to it. But we are attached, and that is what we want to detach ourselves.
But I heard in the question, one of our goals, if I understand it, is to detach ourselves.
That's right.
So there's
But
sort of-
in every activity of our life, we are attached to them. And we have to detach, as politician has to detach. So have the other people in the different other activities, they also to detach themselves.
Is it true that too much physical exercise can hamper spiritual progress?
Too much?
Physical exercise. Physical exercise.
Yes.
Can that hamper spiritual progress?
Why? Laborer is working on the road day and night. He's doing much more exercise than the sportsman. He has to work 8-9 hours a day on the road and digging the earth, trenches, before he can fill his stomach. That's more hard than the sportsman's life. Yes, please.
Maharaji, I am what I believe you call a seeker.
Pardon?
I am what you call a seeker. I've not been initiated in this path.
Yes, please. Yes.
Although I've been accepted, I've been reluctant to accept initiation. And I believe it's because I feel the construct of Saint Mat, in some respect, can make it more difficult for me to grow in a natural way, which I feel that I'm doing.
Brother, resist it as much as you can. Only accept when you can't help the pull. Otherwise, your attitude should be to resist it. And then you must have your own individual conviction and not let yourself to be influenced by your associates, by your friends, by other people who have just certain type of influence on you. You must make your own independent decision and feel convinced what you are going to follow. Then you will be building on a rock. And satisfy your intellect as much as you can. Then you will be rightly preparing for yourself. One should never hesitate to ask any number of questions or read any number of books and to give oneself full time to satisfy oneself. We should never jump in any path with our eyes closed. Even if your whole life is lost in that research, it's time gained, not time lost. Yes, please.
Maharaji, do you recommend that we tell seekers that
Pardon?
Do you recommend that we also tell seekers to resist?
Well, I'm talking to seekers. Before you join the army, you have absolute free choice. Once you have signed the form and you have been enrolled, you have no choice but to obey. So before joining, you have absolute free option to take your time to decide. But once you have joined it, you have no option. So that is why I am advising the people before joining. Attitude, people who have already joined should be very different. Then they should brush aside their any intellect. They must give it a full, fair trial to it. Must attend to meditation. Yes?
Would you please discuss comparatively?
Huh?
Would you please discuss comparatively concentration and contemplation without emotion and the same with emotion?
Well, practically it will lead you the same place, same thing. Whether you are doing meditation with love and affection or just as a matter of duty, even this will slowly and slowly sow the seed of love and devotion. And ultimately, attitude will become that of love and devotion. As I often explain, this electric bulb has light. But if we have lot of black wrapping around it, we don't see the we don't see the light. Light is there, but we don't make use of it, we don't see it. So we go and start removing those black wrapping, and light will start penetrating even through that black cloth. So similarly, love and devotion is in us. Our soul is full with love and devotion. But this mind's black wrapping is there around it. So when we start rubbing it against that melody within, then that love and devotion start shining from within. Then it develops.
This love you're speaking is not emotional. Is that right?
You see, this is emotion. Emotion has relationship with the mind. And as long as the mind is there, it's emotions. The real love and devotion comes in the soul when it leaves the association of the mind. We use these loves, the word, you see, in a very, quite loose ways, I must say. Love and emotions, it takes you upward. And passion, it pulls you downward. The word is the same. We use it in both ways. But real love is that of the soul towards its own father, towards its own origin. And that will shine and shine and shine when the, wrapping starts being removed. That is real love and devotion.
There seems to be some phase where there's no emotion, and yet there's stillness.
Well, if faith is there, then there's not much difference. Because without love, faith doesn't come. And without faith, practice doesn't come. So we shouldn't analyze how much love I have, whether it is the emotion or love, and how much faith I have. These things are product of meditation. We should attend to meditation, and these automatically all this develops. Our problem is we analyze ourselves too much. And if you go on dissecting yourself, it will lead you nowhere. Yes?
If you feel that sometimes the love and devotion or the feeling towards the Master one day just seems to drop away, what do you suggest the disciple does?
Pardon?
If one day the feeling towards the Master, whether it's love and devotion or some faith, should one day just drop away, become no more, what do you suggest the disciple does?
Well, the second day again it comes. Wife is in love with the husband, but her love for the same day is not the same. It has its own ups and downs. So we shouldn't try to analyze how much we have loved and why it's dry today and why it was more yesterday. We shouldn't analyze these things. We should sit in our meditation as a matter of duty, as a part of our daily routine. As for us, it has become a way of life now.
When you feel emotion, or when I feel emotion, sometimes I find it even harder to meditate because my mind is constantly going out to the activities.
Yes,
the
bring
master.
it back from the activities and put it to the face. of your master. Not associate him with activities. Associate him with the master. Yes.
Pastor, why do so many satsangis have feelings of guilt when they're involved with their hobbies or interests?
Just please repeat it louder.
Why do satsangis have guilt feelings when they are involved with things which are not directly Santmat?
You mean guilt feeling about the things which doesn't concern Santmat? In what way? For example?
If they spend too much time on their hobbies or television or other activities.
Sister, because they know the necessity and the value of time. So sometimes this thing definitely weighs on their mind. Because they value the time. They know what for we have got this human birth and what is our main object in life and how much we have to cover and to what preference we should give. So naturally some sort of burden always remains on the soul, on the mind. Because tendency is different direction and we are being pulled in a different direction. So it's natural that some sort of burden will be there on the mind. Yes.
So there's quite a big difference between the Western and the Indian lifestyle. In regard to this, is there any one question you're asked so often that you wish that we Westerners would just understand the answer and not bother you with it anymore? It's the one piece of advice that is...
I never meant that. I hope your voice is not coming to you through this way, because your voice is coming through this way. You are hearing me direct? You're hearing me direct? Good. First I thought probably somebody else is speaking here. You mean Indian attitude is better than the Western, I have been saying?
No, I'm just asking, is there anything that specially pertains to the Western lifestyle that the one piece of advice that we're often...
You see, everyone has his own traditions, own culture, own way of living. And we have been brought up in that tradition, that culture, that background. And our thinking, our attitude can never be same. And there's no necessity also to change it. But we are only interested in meditation. And rest, one has to absorb the Santmat way of life, keeping in view their own background, own tradition. Nothing much to be changed. Yes?
Maharaji, is there any comparison between how the beloved feels at having his lovers with him and how the lovers feel?
Just repeat the question again.
Is there any comparison between how the beloved feels at having his lovers with him and how the lovers feel?
You're just playing the word lovers. It makes no difference. If you are with the beloved or you are with the lover, it comes to the same thing.
No, I meant, Maharaji, how does the beloved, how does the master feel?
How does the master
feel at having his lovers with him?
What do you mean by
How do
master?
you feel that's being with you? How do you feel about us being with you?
Well, you'd see my reaction every day here. My my face doesn't express my feeling. Then what are there to ask? And what was the second question?
I have no more questions.
Yes.
Master, I'm going back to New Zealand tomorrow, and I just wondered if there was some message I can take back to the New Zealand Sangha.
If you have been able to retain any message which you have been hearing till yet, you can share with them. All these days, we have nothing but discussing the message. And if something you have been able to retain, you can share with them. If you have forgotten that message, I'm sure Whatever message I'll give now, you will also forget that. Yes, please.
Master, if we are trying to do seva for our Sangha, and we notice that we're so full of pride that even our attempt at seva has a lot of ego attachment in it, attached to the result or to the satsang that we give, should we give up that seva until we can be more detached?
You should give up that ego rather than seva. Seva will help you to create humility sooner or later. But give up the ego which you think is attached to your type of seva. By running away from the situation, we don't solve any problem. We have to tackle the situation. Yes?
Master, in Words Divine, Babaji says, if there is true love in the heart for the Master and intense longing for his darshan, it is more purifying than 100 years of meditation. My question is, do we have to reach a certain level inside before we feel true love for our Master?
Certainly. Certainly. That love is not so common, which Babaji is talking about. I often have explained so many times here, soul is always full in love and devotion for the Father, but the only weight is of the mind. Lesser the weight, the more devotional love you will feel for the Father, for the Master. So when we will go on lessening our weight from the soul, so we will feel the increase of love. And that is real meditation. Ultimately, love counts. All we try to do meditation is to create that love, to experience the reflection or love of the soul which is within us. That is the purpose of meditation. Because ultimately, love is to take us so that we merge back into the Father. But calculated love is meaningless. It has to be from within. And it has to be created by meditation, increased by meditation, strengthened by meditation. Yes, please.
Master, can you explain? Christ said, the truth will make you free.
What?
Christ said, the truth will make you free.
Proofs?
Truth, Master.
Fruit. The truth. Yes, brother, truth will make us free. Naturally, truth means the Spirit, the Holy Ghost, and free from birth and death. That is why we are attending to meditation, so that the truth should make us free from birth and death. Truth means which is everlasting, which doesn't perish. There is only one thing which doesn't perish, which is everlasting. That is that word, which St. John said in the beginning was the Word, and Word created the Word, and Word is God. And that is the truth. Everything else is perishable, except that Word. So if we are attached to that Word, it will make us free, naturally, from all the karmas, from all the bondages, from birth and death. It makes us free. Yes?
Is faith a quality of the soul or the mind?
What's that?
Faith.
Faith. Faith, it has to start with the mind. Without faith in the mind, you cannot experience the faith of the soul. Because emotion, this faith, it has to start with the mind. And soul is always having faith in the Father. Soul is always yearning to become one with the Father. Soul is full with love and devotion for the Father. It is the mind which is holding it back. So, faith to begin with has to start with the mind. even our emotion, so-called love, devotion, it has to start with the mind. As the other day, Guru Nanak gave a very beautiful example. He said, this mind is an iron, and the divine melody or word is a philosopher's stone. And as soon as the iron is brought in touch with the philosopher's stone, it becomes gold. He says the iron is also within you. The philosopher's stone is also within you. The mind is in your body. The Naam is within your body. With the grace of the Master, they are brought in touch with each other. And then your mind becomes that of gold. It becomes pure. It becomes your best friend. So it has to be brought in touch with the philosopher's stone. Then only soul gets released from the bondages of the mind. Yes?
Sometimes I find it easy to believe and to hand over everything to the Lord. But other times I doubt and I become insecure. So what is happening?
Sister, this is the mind. It happens with everybody. Ups and down, low comes. Because mind is always thinking, always analyzing, always projecting in different form, different way of thinking. So it passes through so many phases. Even in a day.
So staying the same. Just the mind is changing.
Soul, I said, soul being the spark of the divine melody, divine, the Lord. That is the drop of that ocean, divine ocean. It's always yearning towards the Father. It is just helpless due to the weight. So we have to create love in the mind, faith in the mind. We have to satisfy the mind. We have to satisfy this intellect. As I often give an example, electric bulb is always shining. If you have a lot of wrapping around it, you don't see the light. But light hasn't gone anywhere. It is there with the bulb. It is giving light. We remove the wrapping, we start seeing the light. By removal of the wrapping, you don't bring the light in the bulb. Light was always there. We just start seeing that light, experiencing that light. So similarly, soul is always shining. But we don't see that light due to the wrappings of the mind. So we have to unwrap all that. And light is there. Which Christ said, then you shine, then the soul shines. It becomes whole.
So sometimes one has a great desire to forgive, and yet it's very difficult to give that forgiveness. Could you give some advice?
Sister, we do forgive, but it becomes difficult to forget. But forgiveness is first part. Then by and by forgetfulness also comes. We must forgive. And it takes time to forget the incident, episode. So if there is a desire, we should put through it. We should forgive. Yes.
Maharaji, the local sounds before reaching the eye center, do they have a purifying effect?
Pardon?
The local sounds before reaching the eye center, do they have a purifying effect at all? The local sounds before actually reaching the eye center.
You mean the speaker?
No, in the head. The sounds before hearing the bell sound, you have your local sounds.
What do you mean local sound?
When doing bhajan,
Then?
Have they a purifying effect at all?
You see, any time you devote to your meditation, whether it is Simran, whether it is Dhyan, whether it is Bhajan, it is purifying effect. You have to pass through so many phases in order to reach to the level of consciousness. You can't bypass one at the cost of the other. All this is purifying effect. Even attending a meeting with an open heart, where we can strengthen our faith, where we come full with love and devotion, they have also purifying effect on us.
Now, the reason why I asked was, remember Professor saying, before you actually withdraw all the soul currents, listening to the sound is of no use whatsoever. It hasn't got a purifying effect.
The sister and brother, when we started running, we didn't start it just after the birth. How many phases you have to go through? We never knew even how to sit, how to lie down, how to stand on our legs, how to walk. Now we are not even conscious of all that. Is that not that step forward? Whatever phases we have gone through, aren't they included the way, you see the way we are running now? You can't avoid that. We have to pass through so many phases. Every phase is a step forward. Yes?
Master, the Christians believe that when Christ died, that he took their kurmas upon himself. Do the masters take the kurmas of the disciples?
Well, sister, every master helps his disciple to share his karmas. He stands as ransom, as Christ says, to the call for his disciples. He helps all the disciples to clear their karmas. That's what did the Christ. Yes, please.
Master, in the West, nearly everyone believes life came about by chance processes, by evolution, and not by the design of God. And they think that evolution is proven fact. What would you comment on this?
Well, brother, there are so many theories. When we read the Bible, there's a story of Adam and Eve. There are so many stories. Why worry about all that? The fact is that we are humans now. How we have become humans, why bother? And fact is that we are top of the creation. So let us go to the top now. We are image. They say he has made us in his own image. Let us become him then, from the image. We should look forward rather than back. So many theories have come, so many theories will come yet. Only he knows best who has created this creation. Yes, please.
Master, do we ever can we commit karma by waiting and not doing anything in a situation that's very difficult for us?
By waving?
By waiting, by not acting directly.
You see, karma, your mind is involved in karma. First the thought comes, then the action comes. All these desires are nothing but strong thoughts. The strong desires, no action has been followed, but they are all groove on our mind. And those grooves pull us back.
So even by not committing the action of the thought, we've still committed the karma.
You see, if it has become a strong desire, if you're obsessed with that, so that obsession will bring you back. You have sown a seed to come back, to fulfill that desire. It is the karmas will bring us back, it is our also strong desires will bring us back. That is why Christ said in the sermon that if you look at a woman with lustful eyes, you have committed adultery. No action was there. He said you have already committed adultery. Means that desire can become very strong in you. And you may be obsessed with that desire, and that very desire will pull you back in this creation. And that is what he means to say, you see, when he said, you have already committed adultery.
So there's no way will the meditation help that as time goes on? Or
Absolutely. By meditation, all these desires just disappears. They just evaporates. They become meaningless for us. Yes, please.
Rati, I notice quite often one is put into a lot of very painful situations.
Pardon?
I notice that quite often I'm put into a lot of very painful situations, and I always hope that I'm going to learn a lesson from those. And then I wonder if one ever does learn lessons to become a better person, or if it's just by the Master's grace that one becomes a better person. And in either event, as I notice how far I am from becoming a better person, is there any hope?
It's more or less a statement than a question. You see, question should be just straight.
Question I'm asking is,
It should be hidden.
what I want to know is, does one learn lessons, or is it just through Master's grace that one is transformed?
That's a good question.
Are we transformed by your grace? Do we learn by our mistakes, or are we just...
Well, sister, we should learn by the mistakes, but we don't learn anything from our mistakes. We don't learn anything. Don't we repeat the same mistake again and again? Then what have we learned? Even while doing a mistake, we know we are doing it. It's wrong. When we don't refrain there, how would we learn it afterwards? Mistake is if done something unknowingly. We never realize that it will be a mistake. That you may learn that it was a mistake, I shouldn't repeat like that. But while doing a mistake, we know we are doing a mistake. We're doing something wrong. And how would we learn later on? We'll do the same and same again. But we should learn. Yes.
Master, in relation to that, I've read that spirituality is not taught, but it's caught. And I wonder what they mean by caught there. Do they mean caught as you, through effort and concentration, as you capture wild animals, say? Or is it caught?
No, brother. Day before yesterday, I discussed this. When the time comes for us to be on the path, our questions automatically are dissolved. Those very questions become meaningless to us. They don't bother us at all. Because our time has come now to follow the path. So it is not that you have caught the spirituality. Spirituality has caught you.
Oh. You catch it like you catch a cold accidentally.
Pardon?
You catch spirituality like you catch a cold accidentally.
Well, you can call it in any way. You see, before marking, we are never pulled on the path. When the marking is there, sooner or later we are going to be pulled on the path. So that marking automatically brings us on the path. So you can say you have found the path, or that grace has brought you to the path, or you can decide yourself. There are no coincidences in Santpat. Things happen which they have to happen. If we are on the path, we were meant to be on the path.